Good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. Saturday. It's oh my god, this is one hell of a way to start. Fake baby, I figured out how to charge the power drill. Shelves everywhere. Hey, if I don't have to do it, it's all good. I'm glad. I'm not mad at it. That's good. Um, yeah. So, oh, let me try and fix this. There's, I don't know how to do it. There's like a way that it tends to show only certain. Uh, I don't know how to explain it. It tends to show only certain comments sometimes. I know in YouTube when I do YouTube Live, it shows like top chat, live chat. There's a way to do it on here too, and I don't know how to do it. The main reason I'm on StreamYard is because might have somebody pop in, might not. We'll see. Um, all right, so the orb thing is the last thing I posted. I just want to touch on that real quick. In that moment, I had a lot of self doubt. I was with Brian from Montauk is Strange. Obviously, you guys probably heard me talking to him. So every time I would move, that was at the very, very end of the walk. And when I tell you, there was nobody out there. We were at Bubba's, so we were on that federal side of the fence. Nobody was there. The other side was, we checked when we came in, we checked when we left. There's only one parking lot to that mountain biking area. Nobody there. So there was nobody in there. But still, there was one guy on a quad at some point. So that's the only reason I was thinking maybe it was like a headlamp or something. But it was disgustingly downpouring. Anyway, still, it ran through my mind that it could be something else. Same with him. He said something like it could be a laser. And I was like, yeah, maybe. And then I was like, we have the laser and that thing blinds you. So anyway, nobody was out there. But just for argument's sake, before I get into why I know now that it wasn't something other than an orb, why I know it was an orb, but let's just run through the gambit. If it was something like a glow stick, or I think Joseph said something like arrows, people use arrows and they leave these glow things on them so they can find their arrows when they're hunting. People, or a rifle scope, like laser on the scope. There's no hunting on Long Island. People don't carry like that. And there's no hunting in this spot at all. Like, it would not, nobody would even poach here. Like, they wouldn't even try it because of the federal land it sits on. It just would be the dumbest thing ever. Could it be? Yeah, still could be. Could be the moron of the month. You know what I mean? But anyway, glow stick, I don't think so because it disappeared. Ridge Runner, what's up? So, anyways, because it disappeared, it was there, then it wasn't. Anyway, long story short, when I got back to the house, I got this message, and it was from Bubba and Janus, and they were telling me that that was for me. They did something for Brian too earlier in the day, but that was for me. That green light, that orb that they gave was something that they knew about that's significant to me. Sarah knows. Like, I say it all the time. When we're driving around, I'll be like, oh, look how awesome that is that those people have a green light bulb in front of their house. That's significant to veterans. Like, that's veteran support. That's what that means, that they support veterans, not just on Veterans Day, all day, every day. So when they have that in front of their house, like, you know how it's gaudy. It's not a pretty look. So, most people don't do it. They just have a regular, we don't even do it. We have a white light in our, outside our house, but that green light, that's what that means. So when I got back, it clicked and I started to get this. It was for Veterans Day. We did that for you. So I was hashing that over with Brian this morning, and he was showing me some stuff that he got too. And it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. So I just wanted to update you guys on that, at least. Yeah. He has, obviously, he was there. He has he has alternate footage, so it's yeah, great. My mom's calling me. One sec, guys. Okay, apologies, but uh, whatever. My son's here, and I had to tend to him. My mom's got him right now, so I have to make sure everything's good. Um, yeah. So back to the orb thing. Um, yeah, it's an orb. Like it's an orb. Where I had doubt, I had self doubt in the moment, obviously. Um, so I'm excited to see Brian's alternate footage. I haven't seen it. We don't, we didn't go over it afterwards. He's gonna go bring it home. So make sure you guys check that out because he's on New England drone footage. I saw him in Massachusetts. That's awesome. They're everywhere, obviously. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing when you get to catch one and get to see one and then get the video one on top of it. It's not the first time. Hopefully, it won't be the last. But Brian had so what we were doing. I don't know if you could tell from the footage. What we were doing was I was kind of doing it tactically. So I had it at first, and then I had him come over and tell me he was locked on it. And when he was locked on it, and I knew he had it fixed, he had his camera fixed. I would move and try to get closer, and then I would lock on it. And when I had it locked, I would ask him to come in and move, and then he came up and he locked on it. So when I tried to move closer that third time, I lost it. And I yelled back to him that I lost it. And he said, I lost it too. So he was fixed on it and it went away. So, I don't know. I didn't like, obviously, I wasn't looking through his lens, but uh, that's what he told me, at least in the moment. So, Massachusetts is crazy. There's that Bridgewater Triangle over there. I'd imagine that the Bridgewater Triangle is kind of similar to what we have here on the island between. So I don't have a name for it, but there is a triangle between Brookhaven Labs, Camp Hero, and then Plum Island, and it forms a triangle. And a lot of weird crap goes down in there. A lot of weird crap. Stop that. And then there's no name for it. There's no initial official name for it, but yeah. Oh, you live there? Okay, cool. Stop licking yourself. I don't like that noise. Um, that's cool that you live there. I mean, I don't know if it's cool. Maybe it's not. I don't know much about it. I know that there's a lot of high strangeness involved. Um, with me, like I don't have too many. I've had bad encounters, but they've ended okay. Obviously, because I'm here today talking to you. Uh, but I know people that he is inconsiderate when he does that. Ugh, like there's not much. There ain't much that like skeeves me out, but that noise is just like when he's licking himself. I'm just like, oh god. The worst is like I'll wake up to that. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? Like god awful noise. We didn't talk about the bird. You're right. Um, I know we do. We will. Yes, we will talk about it. I mean, I'd pull you up now, but I know the house is full of kids going nuts. So, um, We will talk about that. It wasn't no bird. Let's just be real. This shit wasn't no bird. Uh, if it was a bird, it was a whatever. We'll get into it. But it was. I want to talk about it, but I won't. I won't do that. Why do they send me a message? A site is using your camera and microphone. So anyway, that's all I got, guys. So again, my plans just kind of changed again. I was kind of rushing this live in, and now turns out what I was about to do just kind of got canceled. So anyway, here's what it is. Look up the story about the Bridgewater police officer that saw a huge bird. It had 15-foot wingspan. That's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. I will check that out actually. The best part about it is that's my wife. Sarah's my wife. Paranormal Activity is my wife, guys. Obviously, most of you know. But we saw the same exact thing. It was like most times I'm out there in the field by myself and whatever. We were just la-di-da driving that day. Like it was like we were coming back from I don't even know what we were coming back from at that point. That kind of stole the show. Maybe we went to like the next town for like Subway or some crap, but this was not no normal occurrence. Man. I'm filming my next video, thrifting and gifting, so you all can see how I go picking the proper gifts for each Sasquatch. Oh, that's cute. That's cool. I like that. It's not a bird. It's a prehistoric meets Saw 6. That's definitely the way you would describe it, yeah. I had a panic attack. I did too. Let's not dive into it yet though, seriously, because I want to have you hash it out. Like I want you to be able to speak words and people to see your like, your demeanor and stuff, because it's not something that like I mean, I don't take Sasquatch lightly, but this shit was out there. Like this thing, like Sasquatch should be here. This thing should not be here. Should not be here. Should not be here. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of quiet. I'm surprised. Very surprised. I figured this was kind of a good time to pop in here. I was hoping that uh, Brian would hop on from Pork and Beans show. If you guys haven't, I was on their show once. I'm probably gonna go on again because we could probably talk all day. But I wanted him to come on and just kind of la-di-da, kind of hang out and just shoot the breeze with you guys. He was a lieutenant on the force, so he was credible. That's cool. That's always cool, like I see. That's kind of something like that's something I feel bad for, because like people like myself, like I'm ex-military. He was a lieutenant in the police force, so they're not knocking what you said, but those people are deemed credible, like more so than others, because I I guess the reasoning behind it is because we're so trained to process things at a quick rate and stuff, but it bothers me sometimes that people are like looked at kind of funny, like that they're lying because of something they saw. But that same person, if they saw a murder or something, their eyewitness would be good for that, right? But so it's kind of screwy how some things are used, but or you know what I mean, I think. Right, yeah, said someone's profession makes them more credible than someone who might be just a regular ass person. Yeah, it is, you're right. And so I forgot I could do this on here, guys. So again, not knocking what you just said. Sorry, New England drone footage. Not knocking what you said, but it is, from someone on this side of things, like I've had people come to me and just say straight up, "Hey, I'm looking for a military guy that had, I'm looking for someone with military status to be on my show." And I'm like, no, nope. If that's the only reason, no, no, you don't. You're gonna pick me just for that. That's why you want to know. You want me on there, so because you think I'm credible. It kind of sucks, but I hear what you're saying. I do, because they are trained and they are. That guy's seen some shit, and he's been all over that area. He's a lieutenant. He's driven all over that area for his whole entire life, probably working. It literally more so than the regular person does. Probably looks at the lay of the land, looks at everything and everyone. So I get it. I do get that, but this is just such an S a 10 comment. S a 9, S a 10. Prehistoric meets Saw 6. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm surprised it's so quiet, but thank you guys who are here. Uh, trying to think of what else I could talk about. I didn't think I was gonna have to fill this much air. I was trying to hop on here for more or less for you guys. Uh, so me and Brian were out all day. Uh, Not all day, but day turned into night very quickly. So it was a very overcast type of day again. Uh, Pouring rain. You know, it was either drizzling and very very dark overcast, or it was downpouring. The only time we weren't getting really 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 wet was when we were in the Bubba's like the pine forest area with those big big tall pines. Um, that's about the only time that we weren't getting drenched. It just continuously got worse. The wind kicked up, the rain kicked up. So by the time we saw that orb, we were literally at the very very end of the journey. We had probably been out there 2 hours or more, covered a few miles by then. I mean, every inch of us was drenched. So my camera hand, my rain jacket, was like, must have been like collecting water, and I just didn't realize because I was so wet. And my camera hand, was up like this for like a long, long period of time. I guess filming the orb, and then when I finally put the camera down and put it in my pocket, all of a sudden, all this water came rushing. I mean, like rushing out of my sleeve. So basically, my whole sleeve was soaked with water. It was rough. That's another reason. Like I just obviously I got a message when I got home confirming what it was, but maybe that's not good enough for you at home. So that's why I kind of hash these things out with you. What it why we can explain away it being these other things, because I just want to. You might not. You might not be okay with like, oh, this guy got a little telepathic message when he got home. Like, what a crock of shit. Okay, so we'll just hash it out a little more, and that's okay with me. That's okay with me. Somebody said it was a glow stick. I kind of laughed at that part because disappeared, disappeared. Uh, How to get there, first of all. I don't know. But when you look at the footage, if you look at the footage closely, there's nobody standing there with it. It's just free. It's just free floating. But that's Bubba's area. I walked that spot over and over and over and over and over. I've been down there hundreds and hundreds of times. Um, Probably, I could probably say I've walked that trail over 1,000 times, because those are the trails I did for those 5 6 years before I actually bumped into him. So you do. No, and I tell you every day, it wasn't, I'm not just exaggerating. I walked those trails every day for 5 years. So do the math. The comments have ceased. Okay. Uh, I don't know where to go from here. Yeah, I mean, I apologize. I don't give notice, but it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. And again, I was kind of hoping Brian was gonna hop on. Uh, Brian Bland from Pork and Beans, because he's just a genius. Like him and Michael, the Pork and Beans guys. They one's pork, one's beans. That's what they call themselves, and they're legends, man. They are legends. They're Brian Bland, actually, he just wrote a book with his tribe called the RE the RE tribe. I think it's ARR. Maybe they use three R's. But anyway, if you haven't seen their show, check it out. They do it live on Facebook, and then they do the after post on YouTube there. And then on YouTube, he also posts his outings and things like that. And I try to share in the community tab, but not everybody sees that, so it is what it is. These guys deserve a little bit of, when I see somebody who deserves some recognition and ain't getting it, like I'm gonna be that guy that pushes for them, Um, Montauk is strange. If you guys aren't there, please go just subscribe to this guy. He should. I don't know how he doesn't have no damn 1,000 subscribers at least. No, that's all right, Steve. I'm happy you're here hanging out. Thank you, Patrick. Hey, what's up, brother? Steve, I appreciate you, my friend. Um, you know, Montauk is strange. Like Stranger Things is like so popular, right? Or at least it was. Maybe it's not, faded off people's list, but everybody I bump into says they want to know about Camp Hero. And people bring up Montauk to me, and then or they're like, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" And a lot of people talk to me and they want to know about Montauk, and I refer them to him. This guy is like, when I tell you, he is a living legend. He is the link to it all. There is no, maybe Peter Moon, obviously, but he is the link to. He's like, as far as a living link to what's left of the Montauk Project, he is it. And this is like, I don't know if I maybe uh, dumb it down a little bit or what, but like, this guy's a legend, like no joke. And he's humble as anything, so he ain't gonna sit there and gas himself up. But if you could see the books he has, I want him to start doing live streams. I really do, because you guys will love him. Like if he sits down and does live streams and just kind of goes through his books with you, you'll understand what I'm getting at. He's put together these notebooks, like these. Jesus. I hope the numbers are dropping off because you guys are going there and sign and subscribe, because that's the best reason to. I don't even care. Go watch his stuff instead of me, because he's amazing. Um, you also got a gift yesterday. It's not a tangible gift, but it's something that we can see. And when he shows this to you, it's gonna blow your mind. It blew my mind. I haven't even fully processed yet what he showed me. I haven't even processed it yet. But Bubba gave him a gift specifically, unless it was Janus, I don't know. But one of them gave him a gift specifically. It is Brian Minnick is his name, but his channel is called Montauk is Strange. But he was out there with me yesterday. He does a lot of stuff with me too, Patrick. He comes out and hangs out with me, but he's amazing. He's literally he's awesome. A very, very, very humble guy, very genuine, calm, quiet demeanor, but he's stacked with knowledge, like stacked, especially on Camp Hero. Yeah, please do, Patrick. I mean, yeah, I think you'll like him, Patrick. Actually, I really do, really do. Hello, everyone watching from the East Coast, Canada. Cool, that's what's up. Thank you. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, if you guys don't mind smashing the like button. I always forget to give that whole BS thing about please like, subscribe, smash. I'm always like gassing up somebody else. Like I forget to ask you guys to do it for here, but I just assume you do it. I assume if you're here that you already did it. But um, oh, you are new here. Okay. Montauk is spelled Montauk, which Montauk is the farthest tip on the southern shore of Long Island. Camp Hero is the base where Stranger Things, is based off that show. They did the Montauk Project there, and originally the Montaukett Indians were there, and that was their area. But Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Riders, is his base was out there. Uh, lots of crazy cool stuff. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. LBL is a whole. LBL is a whole nother. LBL is so similar to Camp Hero, like as far as like God knows what's gonna go on there, like or God knows what's going on there. Land Between the Lakes is. I've only heard like wild high strangeness from that spot. Well, it's good to have you here. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, trackway is amazing to find. I don't know if I've ever found one. I've only suspected that I found them with impressions and stuff. Like they've never been like super clear and super good. Unfortunately, when I used to find amazing footprints, I don't want to say I took it for granted, but I wasn't like I didn't see the importance on casting them because I was finding them, and I was like, oh, I'll get the next one, whatever. Now, now I want one, and it doesn't seem to happen. It's been like a year. I bought the stuff like a year ago, the plaster of Paris, and I just haven't found the right one since. And it sucks. It just happens that way. Maybe it's like maybe it's one of those teachable lessons, like, hey, don't make plans because shit won't work, But oh, looking for arrowheads. That's what's up. Bigfoot Anon does that stuff a lot. He's always searching for relics and stuff, and yeah, that's awesome. I kind of want to do that stuff too. Like Brian again out there, Montauk Strange Brian. He was just talking to me about that yesterday too. How I showed him a dried up creek bed, and he was like, "Oh, that's the perfect place to find this, and this, and this because of the when the old glacier deposit, like the stuff that comes out of his mouth." I'm like, I did not like I live here. How do I not know this? Like, he's just got a brain on him, you know. Like where I think I'm some kind of smart, like he makes me feel lesser. So, but just some people have strengths in certain areas, and his is retaining information. I'll tell you that much. I'm good at letting one thing go in and one thing go out. Why do you keep barking at? Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. I mean, it's awesome when you get that tangible thing. Um, when you find that tangible thing. We finally went inside the gate of the where the radar tower is, which I hate to keep. I feel like I'm like name dropping Stranger Things at this point, but you could see it in that show, like the radar tower and stuff, where all the crap goes on. Um, Gotta drop catch up later. Thanks, Mike. Oh, no worries. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you. Always good to see you. Always. Um, but we went inside the gates, and he knew that I really wanted a piece of the radar tower, and he had got me a piece. But when we went in after that, we went inside, and we were collecting stuff, and it was very rewarding to have like a piece of that history, because at some point in time just like everything and anything, like that place is gonna fall apart, and they're gonna tear it down, and everything's gonna disappear forever. Um, you know, like my wife just told me, the Statue of Liberty is like deteriorating, and when people aren't really allowed to go there and this and that. And I was like, shocked again. I was shocked that I didn't know these things. Like, uh, but whatever, it is what it is. But that would be cool to have a piece of the Statue of Liberty somehow. But yeah, no, old things like that, like arrowheads. I think teeth are cool, like megalodon teeth. People who find megalodon, like big shark teeth, I think that is amazing. Because when you buy, like, if you buy something in a store or a museum, you don't really know. You don't really know if it's a real replica, a real tooth or a real arrowhead or whatever. It's authentic. It's all authentic, right? But how do they have so many of them? But when you find it, you know what it is. I mean, there's an off chance that somebody dropped a replica, right, or whatever. But you know what I mean. You could easily get that fact checked. I work in North Carolina. There was a sighting report near the nuclear plant by a contract employee this July. Yeah, so my thought process is perhaps, well, I've heard that they keep there's these beings keep an eye on us and what we do with these nuclear plants and nuclear weapons and all these other things, and they keep a close eye on us and interfere in this and that. I don't have any close clue to the facts on that. I can only say that I know that they're energy-based beings, so could be why they're hanging around a place like that with massive generators and things to that effect. So that would be my only connection that I could put to it, but on a personal level. Granted, a lot of the information I get, I trust the people and where it comes from, but I'll never sit here and speak on other people's findings. Hey, I'll just guide you to them. You know, that's why I want to get Brian up here. This guy's either Brian, but Brian Bland is a legend. Big power lines. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. You guys ever notice that's where? Any of you noticed when it snows? When it snows and it's like really overcast and it snows and there's really no sun in the sky. Where do I go? Where do I go bigfooting? If you guys look back in time, where do I go? I'm at the power lines. That's where I am. We usually have some kind of weirdness. Not always. Sometimes it's just snowing so hard. That's all I can focus on is getting hit with the snow. But you know. Let's see. He might have messaged me back. Let me see if I can kind of finagle my way back out of here. If I lose you for a second, I'll be right back. Okay. All right, guys. So I do have a message, and it's not from Brian, but I do have a message. If I can come back, I will. But I gotta go. I gotta go check in with my family. Okay, guys. Thank you for being here. If you were here, if not, if I can come back, I will again. Thank you guys for being here, Patrick, Steve, Sarah, obviously, Strange and Trippy. Thank you for tapping in. New England drone footage. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all for being here. If you were just hanging in the background, just listening, thank you for being here. Yeah, I'll try and touch back in. All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. How do I work this? I don't know how to work this crap.